Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do our December tag video. Woo woo! I had a haul video scheduled for today, but I lost all the footage, so enjoy this tag instead. Reading Habits book tag. So, it's been a very long time since I've seen this book tag, but it's just like 10 questions or something like that. I have this on here with all the questions, so we're gonna just go through them. I am going to try to find the original video. I don't know who started this tag. It's just been around for a few years on BookTube. So let's just get into it. Question number 1. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? So my couch or my bed. Sometimes my reading chair or outside on my bench or a chair outside. So I have a few different places for reading, but generally speaking, it's probably my couch or my bed. Bookmarks or random pieces of paper? Why not both? I have a collection of like 15 or 20 bookmarks. Do I always use them? No. Do I always know where they're at? Heck no. So do I just put a sticky note right in the middle? Yeah, or like, I used to dog ear my pages, and I know some people are gonna be like, how did you do that? But I don't do that anymore. And I collect receipts, so I'll just, what's this one? Oh, this Taco Bell. So if I'm reading a book, I'll just like pick up my book and put my receipt in there. So both, yeah, definitely. Okay, then number 3. Can you stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages? Honestly, I can stop anywhere, especially depending on the book. Like right now, I'm reading Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. I think I have to give Karen Slaughter another try, because I read The Good Daughter earlier this year and I thought that it was not for me, but this is amazing, so I might have to give her another shot. But like, I kind of just stop in the middle. Like right now, I think I'm in the middle of chapter 6. I'm in the middle of chapter 7. I'm like right here. And you're like, how do you know? I just put it down. So, I remember. But I should put my receipt in there. So I'm going to. But yeah, I'm loving this book. So, I just stop reading whenever I'm about to go do something. Especially with like thrillers, because I get scared. I love thrillers, but I'm a scaredy cat too. Alright. Number 4. Do you eat or drink while reading? I definitely drink soda or water while I read. Do I eat? I don't think I do, unless it's an audiobook, but I'm not like physically reading with my eyes. If I'm reading an audiobook, then yeah, I'll have a snack, but I don't eat when I read physically with my eyeballs, because I don't want my books to get messy, even though I'm probably going to trade them anyway. But I try to keep them in decent condition. I don't mind breaking the spine. I know a lot of people, that's a big no-no, but for me, I don't care. Okay, number 5. Multitasking. Music or TV while reading? Music, definitely. TV, I will occasionally watch typically I'll get sucked into BookTube, and then I'll just like not read very much. But music I can listen to and read at the same time. Then one book at a time or several at once. Now, when I first started my channel in January of 2020, so less than a year ago, I would read like 14 or 15 books at the same time. I only read one book at a time now. Sometimes, if it's a physical book that I can't get on audiobook, then I will read 2 books. But typically, it's one book at a time. At most, I have my physical book, an audiobook, and a Kindle book, or an ebook. But typically, just one at a time. Alright, reading at home or everywhere? Everywhere. But when I go out, I typically listen to audiobooks. I don't physically read with my eyeballs just because I like to experience the world around me. And I'm kind of a writer, so I like to people watch. Not like in the creepy way where you're scared to go near me, but I like to, I observe the world around me. So I can listen to an audiobook and still observe what's going on around me. But if I am physically reading something, then I'm going to be so engulfed in the story. All my senses are going to be on the story, so I won't be able to. But, yes, I do read outside the house, too. 8. Reading out loud or silently in your head. Okay, this is a great question. I am a lot older than I was in high school, but in high school it helped me a lot to kind of whisper my books to myself or read them aloud to myself so that I could comprehend them. And I don't have as much comprehension issues as I used to. I read a lot more, and I usually can comprehend it just fine. But sometimes there are those bigger books or those very confusing books that I either take notes or I read it out loud to myself, and then I can kind of comprehend it better. I think my theory, I don't know if it's a good theory, but my theory is that that's why I don't read much fantasy, is because I know that there's like epic high stakes fantasies that are supposed to be really good, and I love watching fantasy booktubers, but I cannot read them. I can't vibe with them. So I'm wondering if I started like listening to them on audiobook or reading them out loud to myself, if that would help me. It's an idea, because sometimes it really does help. Do you read ahead or skip pages? Oh, do you read ahead or even skip pages? Okay. All honesty here, guys. I try not to skip pages or read ahead. But if it's... Okay, I'm going to take this for example, because this is like 700 pages. Oh, I'm a liar. Okay, this is only 500 pages. That's not that bad, I guess. But it looks a lot bigger, so it's only 470. It looks really big, though, but say that I pick something like this up, and this is not happening because I'm absolutely loving this book. It is kind of graphic and very dark so far, so I can only take little pieces at a time. Pieces of her, pieces at a time. I'm so funny. But if I read like a bigger book like this, and the first like 40 pages, nothing is happening, then yeah, I'll skip a few pages and then, or I guess it depends on the chapters, but I'll skip like a chapter or two if nothing is going on. I know that there are those character-driven readers, which I am not. I am a plot-driven, I want action-packed, just non-stop thrill ride. In my books, I want just keep going, right? So when it gets very character-driven and very slow, sometimes I understand the slowness and like I can vibe with it depending on the book, but in general, if it gets really slow, then yeah, I'll skip a chapter or two. I'm the worst booktuber, but I'm being honest, right? That's what this is all about. Okay, number 10. Breaking the spine or keeping it like new. I think I've already answered that, but this spine has to be broken. Yes. It has to be loved and read and cared for. So, especially if it's one of my favorites. Like, watch this. Okay, so I have this big floppy paperback of The Fifth Wave, which I love. Highly recommend it. And I don't even typically like alien books, but I don't even care for this book. But look at that spine. It's just broken and loved and oh my god. Yes. The more broken it is, the more loved it has, yeah, it has received. Alright, last one. Do you write in your books? No, sirree, Bob Joe Brown. No. Do you write in your books? No, I do not write in my books. I'm not, like, against it. I just, when I'm reading my book, I'm so engulfed in the story that I don't have time to grab a pen and jot down notes or, like, annotate my books like some people can. I just want to enjoy every second of my book, you know? So that's the reading habits tag. Thank you for hanging out with me. Sorry, it's kind of just like a little chill video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.